Hi, Virgo Sun and Rising. Welcome to your July 2024 Astro Update. It's Raina here. So, July begins with several planets in your 11th house. The 11th house in astrology is ruled by Aquarius and deals with the collective. So, one of the planets that's here is Mercury. This could make you more talkative, reaching out more to people that are friends of yours or involved in the groups that you belong to, or speaking in those groups, speaking freely in those groups. This is the house of gains. So Venus here could mean that you have seen your earnings increase in your business or your career. And and the sun is also in Cancer in the beginning of July. So it can just be that you are embodying this kind of social creature, but it's kind of like I think something that Virgo would align with, because this is also the humanitarian house. So maybe you've been doing some sort of volunteer work, or you're looking into it in any case. On the 2nd of July, Mercury goes into Leo. So we begin this transit into the 12th house, which is this house of contemplation, the hermit house. It is also your hibernation house, the house before the new cycle. This is the last house of the old cycle. So when you have that solar return, or when the sun crosses over into that first house, if your rising sign is Virgo in your chart, which is going to differ from person to person because this is a general reading, that period of time of hibernation can look like being less social, being more contemplative, being more desiring of solitude. And so anyway, on the same day that Mercury is doing this, Neptune is going retrograde at almost 0 degrees of Aries. So it still is hanging in there in Pisces. It's not going to leave Pisces until March of 2025. Pisces is your opposite sign, so this is falling in your 7th house of committed partnership. Neptune went into its own sign of Pisces back in 2011, so it's been here for about 13 years. And in that time, and again, it may not have been there the whole time based on your particular chart, but it's been in the sign of Pisces that long. And when it has been there, you may have, if you have gotten into a relationship with, a significant other, you may have gotten involved with somebody who is not who they seem. Neptune goes retrograde every year, and it stays retrograde for months at a time. So I'm not saying that this is some new situation, but I want you to reflect in the last over a decade, if you have had any serious relationship that ended up dissolving because you found out something about that person that was not what you thought was true about them. Because Neptune retrograde is a reality check. So there might be something that happens where it's not what you expected. But it's good, because you don't want to be with somebody who's misrepresenting themselves. I mean, and of course, if this happens, this might not be relevant to you in particular. On the 5th, we have a new moon at 14 degrees of Cancer. So we're talking about that 11th house. You may be meeting new people for some reason, and maybe even joining a new group. And this can be what it has been said by an astrologer who has passed away, is that we're supposed to make 40 new moon wishes when the sun is in the 11th house, because I guess they considered the 11th house the luckiest house. And this was news to me, because I was always under the impression that the 9th house was the luckiest house, being the house of Jupiter and Sagittarius, my sun sign. Maybe both of them are really lucky. But anyway, I tried to do this one time and I couldn't get very far. My moon is in Virgo, so I can like glom onto details, but 40 wishes. So if you decide to try this and see if it works, see if you have this magical time to do it, you could just do very small things that aren't like major goals if you want to. They don't have to be like all like big goals. It could be like something you want to buy. On the 11th, Venus goes into that 12th house in the sign of Leo. And so another thing that Venus in the 11th house can bring is some sort of romance that comes while you're socializing with friends or through a group. Maybe a friend introduces you to someone. And now you could take that burgeoning love relationship and maybe keep it to yourself. You don't want people to know that the two of you are dating for whatever reason, because the 12th house can be hidden, like clandestine. And I don't mean that you're having some kind of torrid affair, although, come to think of it, Leo, one of the significant transits of 2024 going into 2025 is going to be that Mars is going into Leo, but that's not happening until later this year. But Mars can even be more of that kind of lusty, sexy vibe, and then it goes retrograde. So there might even be kind of rethinking that or what have you. But yeah, so maybe it is something like that. But maybe now it's just forbidden love, and it's really just the chaste love. Who knows? But anyway, and by the way, it's going to stay, when Mars does go there, it's going to stay there for like 7 months or something. So it's pretty wild. All right. So where was I? And when Mars, okay, Venus going into the 12th. Okay. On the 20th, Mars goes into Gemini. And this is your 10th house of career. So you might be feeling really like motivated. Like maybe you're working a lot on a project, on a project for your career, or just your career mojo is heating up big time. Mars, speaking of that retrograde in Leo, Mars was in this sign for 7 months, from some point in 2022 to 2023. So now it is coming here again, and you may feel that sense of urgency, like you have to advance. The 10th house is your status, your success, your place in the world, and you may feel that drive to do these things. Be careful that you do not get in conflicts, because that can be Mars with people who are above you in the power structure at work or in your career. That's the 10th house, authority figures, in your quest to succeed. The next day, we have a blue moon at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So it is very, well, I'm saying it's very rare, but we do have blue moons. It's It's just it doesn't happen every month. The second full moon in Capricorn, the first one is coming up as I record this, and it's coming up on the 21st of June. Some of you are listening before then, so be aware of that there's going to be a second one in Capricorn at 29 degrees of Capricorn on the 21st of July. Now, and that is the blue moon. And one of the things that is significant about this is that Capricorn is a fellow earth sign. This is going to fall in your fifth house of love and creativity. So either one of these areas, you could see some kind of development or this, expansion, this heightened state. Some cases it might be a completion, especially since this is 29 degrees, but this could bring the full flower of it. And so given that Venus is in that 12th house in a very romantic sign of Leo, who knows? But Leo is the ruler of the fifth house, so it could be creativity too. Maybe with Venus in the 12th, you're working on a secret creative project, and this is really coming full force for you at this time around the 21st. But you could have a very rare kind of love situation come into your life. Pluto was retrograding around this degree and will do so in September once again. Pluto is retrograde right now, but still in Aquarius is what I should say. On the 22nd, the sun goes into that hidden 12th house, and you may feel for the next 30 days approximately that you are a little bit more inclined to be alone and taking rest and contemplating your life before your solar return, before the sun goes into your first house. And then on the 25th, Mercury goes into your sign, and you're ruled by Mercury, Virgo, so that really heightens the effect. Mercury into Virgo can make you having more of a tendency to promote yourself, to be aligned with who you are, what you stand for. So if you are interviewing for some position, if you are selling yourself through your business, through something that you're into, a cause that you're into, you can do so with greater alignment. All right, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double astrological readings called my deep dive readings because they're a package deal. They're special price. An hour of natal chart analysis with an hour of transits. And if you like the tarot, there's the whole enchilada, which also includes a tarot, all discounted prices. And I have those readings separately. Also love reading, career reading. You can find out more information at the link below. Thank you for listening. Bye.